The actual epicenter of the earthquake was right here. So just around 5 kilometers from my next coordinates. Unfortunately, I forgot to ask the locals in that area on how the earthquake affected them personally. Furthermore, in the previous video, I forgot to mention on how the earthquake affected Melikjuk village, which is a bit further south from Spitak, but a village which was nonetheless affected by the earthquake. There were no casualties, but for instance, the school was destroyed, and as a result of which the school lessons were temporarily held in wooden huts whilst the school was being rebuilt. So yeah, a very devastating event in Armenian history for sure. But this just as a quick little side note. Let's begin with the video. Look at this breakfast. Let's begin with the video. All right, happy next day. You can see it's not as snowy here as in the yesterday's region. And it's gonna be warmer, a little bit warmer today. It's actually gonna go above freezing for a few hours, exactly during the time I'll be out there hiking, trying to get to my course. But yeah, it's all gonna depend on if there's snow or not, and how much is there. Because the hike itself is gonna be considerably easier than the one I will have had to do yesterday. 400 meters of descent and very gradual descent, and I think it was like 7 kilometers or something. So that should be fairly easy. But yeah, it's gonna depend on the weather, but we'll get to the closest village anyway. Also, another reason why it's perhaps less snowy here is because we're on a lower altitude. Well, I don't know what altitude this city is on, but the starting point of the village will be at 1600 meters, and consequently the coordinates will be at around 2 kilometers, whereas the starting point yesterday was 2 kilometers already, and the highest point during the hike will have been 2700 meters or something. So that would also explain why it was colder and more snowy in there. These are the things I didn't see yesterday. I think I'm pretty much ready to head out. I think I have enough cash. Maybe just buy one extra bottle of water, then we're off. Oh, that's in Georgian. Didn't notice that yesterday. Yeah, we're like, I think this is like a Georgian restaurant, perhaps. I do like Georgian food. Yeah, the border is, I think, like 20-25 kilometers away from here. I guess that makes sense. There's Georgian written here. Yeah, I think this is the road that leads to the village I need to get to. Yeah, I need to get to the center first to get a taxi and to buy some water. Yeah, it's a New Year's Day, and I might throw a coke in the works. I just saw a taxi. That's probably not gonna be a problem, but most things are probably gonna be closed today. Yeah, very calm in here. Despite trying to search some more, I still couldn't find an open store. So yeah, again, my lack of planning shines through here. But I still had a little bit of food and water left with me, so I chose to proceed with the plan and hailed the first gap I saw.
Ну и получается... С каждой стороны приехали туда с этими, с верблюдами. Да, читала это. Что принес, продали, покупали.
Погода меняется, конечно. У нас тоже. Да, это мне такое говорили. Этот город из поконкретнее. Сказали, что там уже в следующем села там уже по-другому говорили. We are in Katnahbjur, made it to the village. Yeah, looking at the terrain, at the hills, I think this should be possible. I think it should be. Yeah, since everything is closed, including shops. Once I get to my courts, I will show it this way. So here we are in Katnahbjur here, and then continue. This is a marked road on Google Maps. Continue, goes like this, and then it swirls here, and then connects to this marked road. But yeah, once we get here, there's a trail. I'll probably have to get back to Katnahbjur, but from there, in order to have a different route, there are trails that lead to this place, and then from there I can continue to this highway and continue where my course take me. But yeah, bro, chill. Since I'm a bit limited on supplies, once I get to the courts, I will load a big number again to get out of the area. So yeah. Here we are, here's the road. So far in good condition. Not much is said about this village online, except that the village used to be called Goturbulah, and that some of its residents, just like in Melihyuh, came from Alashkert initially. So calm. I wonder what that house is over there. I'll make a small detour, man. I have to check what this house is. It's a very strange location. Okay. So now we've reached the point where I have to get off the main road, get on this squiggly path. If you look at it here, there's nothing. So I'm just gonna just go directly straight up to go this way specifically. There's the Katnarat village. The village I'm gonna try to get to after I get to my course. Found the trail. And there's the original village. Made good progress. Oh, here's the trail. where these posts might be the demarcation points. This is not a region border, this is just a district border. Look at this. That's it. We've made it. Finally made it to my courts. This is a good fucking way to start 2025. Some kind of a building there, I don't know. But yeah, I can finally do this. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Alright, I'm gonna take a little break and then load my next course. Looks like that I forgot to turn on the mic for this. But yeah, the first results that I got using the random coordinates was in Russia. And well, I try not to be selective, but sometimes I have to be. And here I'm shuffling to the random numbers because, as I told you previously in the video, I didn't have much supplies besides the sun was setting. So I needed a large number so I could get out of that area. And I got Georgia. It's a new country. But yeah, I have to think how I'm gonna get to my new courts. I think the best route is probably through Tashir and through the border control at that location. That's probably better than going to Gyumri. The thing is, I have to hitchhike from the village I'm going to anyway, because it's quite far from the highway, the main road. So I'll just go wherever they're going, either west towards Gyumri or back towards Stepanova and Tashir. I can make either work. Yeah, there's the village over there. I'll try to zoom with my nose. Yeah, there we go. From higher up I saw that there were some cliffs that way. That's probably the reason why there is no direct trail from here to that village, to the next village over there. Yeah, I think either way the route from the original village to that one is gonna be quicker. So I'll return there now. Yeah, I still have quite a way to go. I still haven't finished this descent part yet. Okay, it's gonna get easier now. There's the house again. I just take the OpenStreetMap and I'm about 2 hours away from the village I'm trying to get to, so I gotta put a move on. I found a small detour. First time in like, I don't know how long I've been here, ever since I left the village I've heard anything. Finally there's some life here. Signs of life. Zogarat River, Red Stream. This might be the best route. Smooth sailing now. Finally entering the Katnarat village. At that point I was walking, trying to navigate the exit of the village so I could get to a city before it got dark. And that's when I was stopped by a man on his front lawn who asked me in Russian whether I'm a tourist, to which I replied yes. And then he asked me if I've had anything to eat that day, to which I replied, well, I had breakfast and a little snack while on the hike, what do you ask? And then he almost forcibly drags me into his home and, showing his Caucasus hospitality, provides me dinner.
Ты один, да?
Да. По горам гулял. А как это отмечали Новый год?
Новый год у нас так отмечают, а у вас нет?
I was borderline force-fed there. Force-fed delicious food and vodka. But yet the reception was incredibly warm. They even gave me food to take with me. They're very insistent with these kinds of things. But I guess it was also that it was 1st of January and they had a lot of leftover food from the New Year's party. But yeah, we talked for a little bit, learned a little bit about each other's cultures, but they understood that I couldn't stay too long, so I said goodbyes to Tolik and continued with my journey. Толик, хочу попрощаться. Yeah, that was amazing. Again, very humbling to be treated so well. But yeah, I did notice about Armenians. It's like Pakistanis, very hospitable people.
Just minding my business, making my way out of the village, and just randomly stopped by Tolik. Who said that? Who asked in Russian if I'm a tourist and if I've had anything to eat. They just pretty much dragged me into the house.
Amazing expression of hospitality here. Katnarat. I was told that means a lot of milk. And they did hold a few cows in there. So where I was going was milking the cows. Katnarat means a lot of milk. Kat means milk, narat means a lot of something. I was told that the direct road from here to Yumri is closed due to snow. So yeah, we'll have to go to Tashir. But yeah, it doesn't really make a difference to me. As I said, wherever the driver's going, I'm going. To find info on this village, I once again checked the Armenian Wikipedia. According to it, the village was founded in 1923 by a Swedish farmer, which sounds very unusual. But based on my short research, I think there are a couple possible reasons for that. One is that this man was brought to the village as an agronomist, as a foreign specialist, because that is something that Soviet Union did at times in rural parts of the country to cultivate the villages. And it might make sense because this village became one of the first Soviet state farms. And this village does specialize, like the name suggests, it specializes in cow husbandry, and apparently this village has factories for cheese and milk powder. There's a book for it, or which was sourced, that might contain more information, but I either have to buy the physical book for $70 or I have to go to Berlin library to read it. So I think I'll pass. Another possible reason as to how this village was founded by a Swede is that this man may have been part of a humanitarian effort, because a lot of Swedes were actually involved in humanitarian aid to Armenia following the Armenian genocide, which led to massive displacements of Armenians, many of which eventually moved to America, like descendants of Kardashians. And likewise, a lot of Armenians moved to Russian-controlled part, which is now Armenia. So that could be another reason, but definitely a very interesting case, and I wish I could research this more. And in a way, this is one downside to my style of traveling, with this more of a spontaneous style of traveling, of not knowing where my next destination is, because this prevents me from researching these interesting villages beforehand, so that I could then actually ask these questions from locals, which obviously know the best, like from Tolik, for instance. But yeah, unfortunately, it's gonna have to remain a mystery. But I will visit Berlin at some point. I have to find that book. The car that took me was actually going to Stepanovan, and asked me if I want to go there, if they want to drop me off here in Tashir. I thought that just drop me off here. Tashir, it's not that small of a town. It's probably gonna have a hotel, and it's close to the border. Turns out there are no hotels here. Doesn't at least seem like it with a quick search. Whereas in Stepanovan there are a lot of options, and now there's a cheaper option available for today, and I already booked it. So it's 6 p.m. now. Everything is closed, but I can walk around here for a little bit before I'll get a taxi or something to get to Stepanovan, and then tomorrow morning head to Georgia. Looks like another World War II memorial. This right here is the town kindergarten. The Tashir region actually holds quite historical significance, which again for Armenians is not very surprising. It was quite an important region during the Armenian kingdom, and then later on it was ruled by Arabs, Mongols, different Turkic tribes, and later on Russians. But the town itself is quite new, and the population grew quite a lot during the Soviet Union. I'm surprised that the store is open here. Everything else is closed. Here we are, back in Stepanovan. I had quite a many interesting discussions today with a couple locals here. When I told them that I went to the local mountains just to hike around a little bit. That's where my quarters were, but that's what I was doing. And they were just kind of saying that they're like sick and tired of mountains already, since they're constantly surrounded by them. I guess that's kind of, it's like a grass is greener on the other side kind of a thing. And since my country doesn't have any mountains, I'm always excited whenever I get to be in the mountains. To me, it's like very cool and exciting and something new. But that's exactly what it is. It's just novelty thing. If I were to live here and would hike on every weekend, for example, I would probably get tired of it too. Turns out the hotel I booked had no vacancies and there was some kind of a mistake on their part, so they were arranging me another room from another place. And while we were waiting, they wanted me to try the local wines. Гранатовый?
Гранатовый.
Нур.
Нур. С Новым годом.
С Новым годом. Тоже местное?
Да. Это...
I never had pomegranate wine, let alone Armenian wine, so I was pleasantly surprised. But I was tired and just wanted to hit the bed. This is where I'm staying. The hotel I was meant to stay at did not actually have any availability, so they took me here. It's called a shit, but I'll manage. Alright, this will do. There's like some kind of a historical castle right there. Very close by. And we got river separating it. I have to go there from Stepanovan center. I'm a little bit outside of the city right now. But maybe I might as well, since this is gonna be my last day in Armenia. I looked at 3 different routes and I think this one is gonna be the best one, even though I think if I have to return to Kashir. Yeah, try to get to Talca by the end of today. See if that works out, see if how long the border crossing is gonna take, or if it's even open to begin with. We're meant to have a little far yesterday, but I guess they changed their mind. I wouldn't have been against it at all. Here we are back in Stepanovan. I'm gonna get a taxi, why not? I'm gonna get a taxi to check out the castle for just... And the hotel told me that the castle is always open, but... or the fortress, but it's not, since it's still a holiday. But I'll check it out from around. There's still probably something to see here. This fortress was built in the 10th century by a medieval Armenian kingdom by the name of Tashir Jogaret. So Tashir was obviously the town I was in yesterday, and Jogaret was the river that flows through here, and also flow through the village of Katnarat, where I made the river crossing. I want to showcase the river this way as well. So this is Katnarat, this is where I made the river crossing, and this is the Jogaret river, and its source is actually quite nearby, around 50 kilometers or so in the nearby mountains where I hiked the previous day. Well, at this point it's just a tributary, but if we look at how it converges, we can see that it actually flows into the Caspian Sea. You can actually see the Jogaret right here, or the source of it. That's how it got its name, so it's very local. The fortress was later on controlled by Georgians, and since we're near the border, and here in Lori province, Georgia also has a lot of history tied to this region, not just Armenia. Just like Armenia has some history tied to the Georgian regions near the border. Here's the Jokaret, I think. Very cool. Very pretty. I imagine it being pretty hard to invade. After Georgia's, this was captured by Mongolians. They've gone all the way here. Anyway, I need to hurry back up now. Back in Stepanovan main square now. That right there is the town bus station. I think yesterday I saw a minibus to Tbilisi. I don't need to go all the way there, but they can take me to the border.
I waited for a bit, but no minibus came as it was still a holiday. But that was fine. I just took a taxi. At least that way I could choose the less popular border crossing, but one which accommodates my ideal route better.
Вчера еще думал через Юмри пойти, но мне сказали, что дорога закрыта. Here we are in Gogavan border point. Just buying an eSIM for Georgia now, then I'll be on my way. Okay, stamped out of Armenia. Now we're crossing the border. Alright, now we're in Georgia, 26th country, 91st region, Kvedokartli.